Dennis, you may go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon all. I am Dennis Leckie, Product Development Agronomist for the Northeast region, filling in for Sion Spence, who is having some technical difficulties. However, what we'll be doing today is looking at BASF products, and they are chemistries for a sustainable future. And I can tell you this, BASF products are amongst the best in the world, if not the best product line available. Okay, so the company background. BASF is a German multinational chemical corporation, and it's one of the largest chemical producers in the world. Located in Germany and established in 1965. The tagline, is we create chemistry for a sustainable future. And in the BASF product line, as well as having herbicides, insecticides, and even some fertilizers, they are among the best and even among the safest products available for use in your crop production activities. Okay, so a little bit of background on the company and looking at the strengths of the products, the BASF products in general. They help to improve crop yield and crop quality, especially like our BELLIS, which, the BELLIS excellence effect, which you'd have heard about, and how well that helps to improve your crop production as well as prevent and reduce the incidence of fungal diseases. You optimize your agricultural production, you improve your plant nutrition, and these three factors will help in enhancing your overall production, the quality of life that you yourself as a farmer can obtain, as well as the world population, in meeting the needs to feed the world population. Now, our products of focus, and these are the products that specifically Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica carries, includes the fungicides, Acrobat, Zampro, BELLIS, and REGNUM. And the two herbicides of focus today will be Prowl and CONVEY. So Acrobat is actually a combination of two products here, mancozeb and dimetamorph. And the route of action is systemic. So the dimetamorph would give you that systemic protection, as well as mancozeb now, which would give you that contact protection. So it protects your leaves, protects your stem, but it also works from the inside out. Cures and protects both the upper and lower leaf surface because it is translaminar in nature. So that the word translaminar, it just really means that you're getting, if it even catches the top or the bottom of the leaf, it still penetrates and covers both the top and bottom of the leaves. It target diseases, and it really provides great control over a number of your most common diseases, your Phytophthora. So, those kind of wilt diseases where you see a lot of rain falling and your tomato or your pepper just wilt down, maybe due to Phytophthora, it treats and controls that. Your root rot diseases, your downy mildew, late and early blight, and pythium disease. And I can tell you that, with Acrobat, my preference with using it is once I see a lot of rain start to fall, I introduce Acrobat as a drench right away to get that protection, because it really does a very good job in controlling a lot of the soil-borne fungal diseases. So the recommended crops includes your cabbage, your tomatoes, cucumber, papaya, watermelon, cantaloupe, and pumpkin. And your rate of application is between 10 to 20 grams per 3.8 liters of water. And here is some images of fieldwork that we have done with Acrobat. using it to control downy mildew in pumpkin. And downy mildew, especially like crops like pumpkin and cucumbers and stuff like that, it's a major disease that reduces production. A lot of times, especially even in cucumbers, a lot of farmers can't get more than 1 or 2 pickings because of downy mildew incidents. With Acrobat, you can extend to even 3, 4, and 5 harvesting from your cucumber plants once you use Acrobat. Also in pineapples, and of late, as more and more farmers have gotten involved in pineapple production, especially in my neck of the woods in St. Mary and Portland, where we get a lot more rainfall, you're finding a lot of soil-borne diseases affecting pineapple. And what you tend to see happen is that the heart of the pineapple, the heart leaves actually rot out and the plant dies, and it spreads through the field rapidly, especially where you see the water run and drain through the field. Well, Acrobat itself will give you excellent control and prevent or reduce the incidence of those disease problems. And in this case, it was used as a drench to prevent the phytophthora issues, which, as I said, the heart leaves of the plant rot out. And this was done in pineapple, and it's MD2 variety in Alma, Westmoreland. Okay, Zampro. This one is a bit newer to the market and being managed by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica. And it is one of my new favorite products to use, especially during the time that we have a lot of rain. And for those farmers who have irrigation set up in the field, this can actually be run through your drip system, which is good, and it makes the application a lot easier. The active ingredients include amito trading and dimethamorph, but really nobody try to remember the actives. But one of the things about this is that it gives you both a systemic and non-systemic protection. And really and truly, I tell people, try and use this earlier in your crop cycle to act as a protectant fungicide. You don't want to wait until you have the problems, then you start to use it. So it gives you very good protection. So once your crop reaches like about 4 weeks old, 5 weeks old, most of the diseases want to try and creep in at that time. You try and run your Zampro at that time. Now, target diseases includes your downy mildew, your late blight, and phytophthora. And we recommend for a wide variety of crops, your leafy vegetables. So your cabbage, your lettuce, your pak choy, etc. Your cucurbits, which would take into account your watermelon, cucumber, cantaloupe, and your solanaceous crops, which would include your tomatoes, peppers, and then you have onions and even your ornamental plants. And the rate of application is actually quite low, 10 mils per 3.8 liters. And here we have field work using Zampro. Once again, and you notice how clean and healthy the field looks. No issues, no visible issues of fungal diseases affecting the crops. And also, you can see the difference in growth. So the image on your left, you see a plant, fresh transplant, and you use Zampro early out in the crop life, get the crop started off healthy, and you can see the development of the plant on the right as it continues to grow disease-free. And this was done in Top Hill, St. Elizabeth. Sian very biased to his neck of the woods with his images. Okay, now BELLIS and a set of farmers, in even some interactions that I had just this morning with some farmers, BELLIS is possibly the best fungicide that you can get on the market. And it's not only because of the fungicide effect, but the excellence effect. But let us start. The active ingredients, two of them, paraclostrobin and boscalid, and it has what we have been promoting for years, the excellence effect. And when we move further into the slideshow, we'll actually see some of the effects that excellence can give you in terms of production. The route of action is systemic, and the mode of attack action is it acts as a protector, and it works through translocation. So it moves throughout the whole plant and gives you that excellent control. And one of the things I love especially about BELLIS is that it is an excellent treatment to prevent or treat early blight issues. Not many products are available on the market that can control early blight. And they say, especially for those farmers who have potatoes, like you plant Irish potatoes, and you have issues with early blight and you can't get it under control, BELLIS is the product for you. Otherwise, for onions, which we have been investing a lot into producing onions over the past couple of years as a government initiative, you have purple blotch, powdery and downy mildew, early blight, black rot, and anthracnose. And the rate of application is 8 to 12 grams per 3.8 liter. And that will really give you what would be the fungicide effect. Excellence effect now, you up that to just about a tablespoon, a little over that. One of the things that we give some little cups that you can use to get the excellence effect and to get the measurement for the excellence effect. The benefits of the excellence and how to get excellence, in your crop and get that effect. The benefits, so it increases the nitrogen level in the plant. Nitrogen, you get a greener, healthier plant. It increases the amount of water that's available to the plant and that the plant will take up. It increases your flower and fruit set, and it increases your yield between 15 to 20%, and even more. The rate of application, once again, is 16 grams of BELLIS per 3.8 liters. And then now to get that excellence effect, especially in your crop like your tomatoes or your sweet pepper, your watermelon, you use a treatment at 21 days, 28 days, you repeat, again at 35, and 42 days after germination. So not after transplanting, but this is after germination. So once you plant out, then you count those days and ensure that you do the applications at that time to get that excellence effect. And here we have some images, of BELLIS being used in time. And, once again, this is down the country. Now, I tell you, a lot of issues can affect like your thyme and other crops, and the BELLIS is, as I said, is just an overall excellent product for use to control those wide variety. It's like you can almost name that fungal disease and BELLIS will offer you protection from that disease issue. More field work with BELLIS in Shooter, Kelly's Clarendon, and in Williamsfield, Manchester. They get increased flowering and fruit set due to the excellence effect in the tomato crop. And what I tell a lot of farmers, that what you want to see is that you have flowers and developing fruits and clusters, big healthy clusters with 6 and 7 and 8 fruits per cluster is what you really want to see. And with that, you can get from one plant over 30 pounds per plant. And believe it, where we need to go in terms of production is that you need to maximize per plant your production, and the BELLIS, especially with excellence, can give you that kind of result. Now, REGNUM, and this product is for all of those, especially all of those banana, plantain, coffee farmers out there. You listen up, especially for REGNUM now. The active ingredient is paraclostrobin, which, paraclostrobin also in BELLIS. And what you also can get from this product is the excellence effect. It's a systemic product. So, anywhere on the plant it catches, it absorbing and going into the plant and doing what it needs to do. It acts as a preventative, curative, and eradicative treatment. So if it is that you have issues with sigatoka in your bananas or plantains, or you have rust in your corn or your coffee, spray this. And I'll tell you a little tip. Mix it with some mancozeb, and trust me, excellent, excellent combination of products to get a good treatment and protection overall. Now the rate of application would be 10 mils per 3.8 liters, or about 400 mils to 200 liters of water. And that would be general, like if you're spraying your corn or your coffee. In bananas, you'd use about 250 to 300 mil to that acre 2 acre to the 2 acre block. And then here's some field work using regnum in yam. And one of the things, and a lot of farmers would may not know or observe and realize that one of the major diseases that affects yam and that kills yam, it's the reason why it's so hard for us to get much of the soft yams. My favorite yams, the St. Vincent and the sweet yam and such, is because anthracnose is a major disease, a major fungal disease in these crops. And what it does, it burns the leaves and then reduces their production, kills the plant after a while, especially in those softer yams. And in these images, you can see where the regnum treated plot, there's no anthracnose seen here. The disease is not there, leaves green and healthy. However, in the control area, the area that was not treated with regnum, you are actually seeing incidences of anthracnose. And eventually the plant loses its leaves, stops growing, and actually will die. Also, this is now in treating sigatoka disease, and this is in my area in St. Mary. What we did, we analyzed over a 3 to 4 week period the level of infection with sigatoka disease and how, and if there is any product if there's any, like as if the disease progresses and gets worse, or if we got the curative effects from it. And what we found was that using regnum, you actually get the curative effects. So the disease spreads no further and it actually cures the disease issues. And the image on the left would have been the initial image, and then on the right, that image is after 3 treatments using regnum. All right, also in leaf rust issues, you can see where the disease is present on the image on the left. And after 14 days of treatment, you see where there's a reduction in the spores and the spread of the disease. So what will happen, or what you see happen, is that the spores themselves, think of the spores as eggs, or there's a tree that typically sends off some little white seeds that floats on the wind throughout the area, and the seeds would spread throughout an area and germinate. Think of the spores similar to those seeds. Up my side they call it flame of the forest. We usually use the pods and race both in a river and in the beach and whatsoever. Those the spores from the disease itself, from the leaf rust, imagine it same way. Once you brush on it, once there's rain and it splashes, it moves from one leaf to the other or from one plant to the other. That is how the fungal disease would progress through the plant to other leaves and to other plants. This actually prevents the spores from forming, or prevents the seeds essentially from forming. Think of it like seeds from forming and spreading from one leaf to the other. So you won't see the leaf get green and pretty again, but what will happen is that the fungal disease itself will have been killed off and not spreading anymore to any other plants. Now, onto our herbicides. Now, prowl, the active ingredient in prowl is pendimethalin, and it's actually a systemic herbicide, but really a pre-emergent, selective, broad spectrum with some residual weed control. Now, here how you use, and this is my personal favorite way to go about using prowl. Wait until you're sure you're going to get some rainfall, in the rainy time. Soil is moist, or if you have sprinkler system or so, turn on your sprinkler. Mix some Glyphos AG41 or Glyphos Max with prowl and spray the target weeds as well as the soil. And I tell you, say, all after 3-4 months, no weeds growing back in that area, because it kills the seeds, kills the weeds, and only little thing is that you have to ensure the soil is moist at the time of application. Now, the weeds control includes your guinea grass, the carpet grass, but a whole lot of other weed species. Pretty much any weeds you don't want in your farm, anything you consider a weed, it will get rid of it. Now, the recommended crops includes your onion, your peanut, Irish potato, and sugarcane. However, even for you pepper farmers out there, you tomato farmers out there, you prepare your land, you plow it, you bed it, put in your irrigation, you're waiting to plant. You can do the application as soon as you see the weeds starting to pop up. And then after about 7 to 14 days, you plant out your seedlings, and you will have no issues with weeds, at least for another 2, 3, 4 months. The rate of application is at 30 mils per 3.8 liters or 2 tablespoons per gallon. And, the field work with prowl, Dasheen and Clarendon, you treat the area and then plant out your Dasheen plants. After weeks, months, no weeds growing in. You can see on the image on your left, barely any weeds growing in that area. On your right, you can already see the weeds starting to grow in and take over that plot. And with the kind of rainfall that we have been having this summer, especially in my territory, once you see that amount of weeds, within a week after that, the Dasheen would have been hidden and covered with weeds. So having this product and using it at that early stage before planting out definitely is a must. Also, it's used in to control weeds in onion, in Osborne Store in Clarendon, and also in Skellion in New Forest, Manchester. And one of the good things, as I said, about prowl is that when you use it exactly how we recommend that you use it, you really and truly reduce the issues that you have with weeding. And to weed through onion or Skellion is going to be a very time-consuming and costly activity. So definitely, especially for those farmers, we're going into potato and onion season now. The launch will be taking place after onion and Irish potato program will be taking place later this month. You definitely want to have your land prep done now, and you want to have prowl in your arsenal for your land prep before you plant. Also, to control weeds in lettuce, how much weed control you actually get by using prowl in even lettuce, a crop like lettuce, which grows and can be harvested in a short period of time. It grows very fast, but you can see the level of weed growth in the control section versus the prowl treated area. So once again, another impressive demonstration of how well prowl will work in your field activities. Okay, convey. And, especially now that you have a lot of farmers going into sweet corn production. And, it's almost daily now that I have farmers calling, want sweet corn seeds, want the CCJ bright gene seeds to plant because everybody's going into sweet corn. Corn production is really seeing a nice uptick of late. This product is actually a systemic and pre-emergent herbicide. And the target weeds are your corn grass, your guinea grass, jungle grass, goose grass, parsley, wild callaloo, Spanish needle, morning glory, Johnson grass, whole heap of weeds. Pretty much every weed that you would have come up in your cornfield, this will actually give you control. The target crops, you can use it in your corn, or if you're a sugarcane producer, can also safely be used in it. And when I say safely be used, use it as per recommended, the recommendation by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica. You should not have any issues. The available presentation is 100 mil. And the good thing is that 100 mil actually will mix the drum. So the bottle might be small, but it is pure power in a tiny package. For best results, however, weeds should be between 5 to 15 centimeters in height. So pretty much half of a ruler at this most material. So you don't want the weeds to get away from you, reach knee height and that kind of stuff. Half a ruler length is the maximum you want it to get. And the rate of application between 2 to 4 mils per gallon of water. And then here are some field activities, convey applied in the corn crop. And the good thing about convey, it can catch the corn, it won't burn it down, kill it. However, the weeds in the cornfield, it's going to burn them. And what you tend to see happen is that at first the weeds turn white, and this takes about 4 to 5 days. You start to see the weeds turn white, and then after they turn white, they start to dry up, turn brown and dry up. Within 2 weeks though, after treatment, all of those target weeds in the crop would be controlled. So typically like your guinea grass, your Johnson grass, those common grasses and some of the other broadleaf weeds, within 5 to 7 days, you see them turn white. And then after that 2-week period, pretty much everything that would have been in the field would have been treated and controlled. Okay, BreakThru. Now, just this morning again, I was having some interactions with farmers, and I was discussing with them the importance of using sticker. Now, some of them say, but boss, we use sticker, we use dishwashing liquid, and we use soap powder. And I said, no, it is not sticker. I said, what you want as a sticker is something like a BreakThru. Now, I'm not even going to bother going into the whole active ingredient thing. But what I want you to know is that what the type of product and what is important about it. It's an adjuvant, and what it does, it ensures that you have rapid absorption of whatever chemical it is into your plant. I tell you, even a crop like cabbage, which, after you see rainfall, you might see the water droplets settle on the cabbage leaf, not that they're not soaking in and absorbing into the cabbage leaf. Or country picnic, when if rain catch your bush, you use your banana leaf to shelter because the water not soaking into the banana leaf. Well, when you use BreakThru, it actually breaks that surface tension and allows the chemical to penetrate into the plant. And when is it that you're going to use this? Pretty much any of your spray activities, whether it be your insecticides, your foliar fertilizers, your fungicides and herbicides. The available sizes by CCJ is at 120 ml and 1 liter, and your rate of application is between 60 to 120 mils per 200 liters, or if you're mixing, say, a gallon, 1.2 to 2.2 or 2.5 mils per 3.8 liters. And then if you're doing a drench application, you use 200 mils to 200 liters, which would just be about a drum of water or a teaspoon per gallon. Now, onto farmer testimonials, because all the work that we do, it's nothing without the farmers using the products themselves and be feeling impressed and satisfied by the results that they get when it is that they use these products and get the production that they were looking for. So Miss Bromley from Newmarket, and that's in North St. Elizabeth, she said, normally I would have problems with downy mildew due to the fact that she lives in a rainy area, which is Newmarket. But she used Acrobat to combat downy mildew in cucumbers and also to combat late blight in sweet peppers and got excellent results there. And also Kemoy Mackenzie from Top Hill in St. Elizabeth, she would have usually had issues. He would have usually had issues, with Phytophthora. It's pretty common, especially in your solanaceous crops. You see them just wilt down. What he did was use Zamperazza drench, 10 mils per 3.8 liters, 2 weekly applications, and the tomato plants clean and free from infestation. And that we have to be proud of. Now, our upcoming activities, and CCJ is always out there and active with you, the farmers. Our weekly radio feature on Power 106 FM Farming Today will be on Wednesday, August 17 at 6:18 a.m. And that is tomorrow. Topic will be sustainable chemistries. BASF's chemistries for a sustainable future, and that will have Sion Spence and myself on. On Thursday, August 18, there'll be a farmer training session at Papa San's Hardware and Farm Store in Bushy Park, St. Catherine. And the topic will be foliar fertilizers, biostimulants, and pesticides. And that will be from 9 to 3. You can come out and interact with Janoy Johnson and Jadon Dillon at that event. And Wednesday, the 24th of August, there'll be a farmer training session at New Works, Westmoreland. And that topic will be cabbage production the CCJ way. And that will start at 10 a.m. And your person to interact with there is Sion Spence. Also on Thursday, the 24th of August, a farmer training session at Kentish, St. Catherine. And the topic is pest management and nutrition. And that will be from 10 to 12 p.m. with Janoy Johnson and Jadon Dillon. Now, do we have any questions? Okay. Now up is our list of agronomists and our contacts. We work in teams of 2, and you notice we're spread out across the island. So make note of who is your agronomist in your area. Don't be afraid to reach out and invite us to come to your farm. We have good 4-wheel drive vehicles, and we love the work and want to see what you're doing and want to know that your production is being improved. So don't be afraid to reach out, make the link with us. All right, with that, I want to thank you for participating in the session and invite you to view all our social media accounts on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Caribchem Jam. You know, sorry, look back. We also have our YouTube video, our videos on YouTube. You can sign in on YouTube and rewatch and watch all our videos to get the information that you need at the time that you need it. Once again, thank you, farmers.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, farmers. Have a great day.
Thank you too.